You're
we will have order
absolutely
tonight.
wrong.
Ruth, we will have order tonight.
Michael,
We
you
have
have
with
any
us a
problem
special,
today?
pardon me, Ruth, we will have order tonight. Nancy, please phone the sheriff. We will have order tonight. Thank you. Now, we have with us this, pardon me, we have with us tonight, we will have order tonight. We will have order tonight. You see how desperately they're
And we're
fighting
going to have to call, we're going
to
to have to
protect
pay
the
for
old
this, by
guard.
the way.
You see how desperately they're fighting to
We
protect
see
the
how
old guard.
desperately they're
We have
fighting
with
to
us tonight-
stifle comment.
Councilwoman Hudak, I ask for order. We have with us tonight Special Districts Coordinator Levon Bedrosian. Levon, there is a question implicit in Councilman Cullen's observation and his suggestion that we cancel the cleaning contract, that we can do so, A, and we can staff it, B, and that there will be a net savings, C. Can you speak to those points, please? Thank you.
When we talked about it, we said we would do it for like a 6-month period to see how it would impact the workday for the 3 gentlemen that work for facilities. I also asked that each department take their garbage to the kitchen to help out and do some of that extra work so that they don't burden themselves by going to every office to take out the garbage. And this is a good time of the year because the cleaning company actually goes to the parks and cleans the restrooms at the parks. But the parks will be closing now, so this will be a good time to see if the men can handle it and still do some of their daily work, and see if maybe we only need a cleaning company in the summer, or if we can just get rid of them altogether, or what we need to do.
Are we binded by a contract now with the current cleaning
No,
company? No, okay.
it's just they just do services at this point.
And we've discussed this already then?
He and I talked about it this week.
Okay.
He came in to see if we could do it.
So the idea is that there will be a net savings.
Right.
And can you speak to it? Is it 14,000? Is it 4,000?
That's
I mean,
about-
I'm all in favor of these savings. I just want to know.
It's about $14,000 a year for their cleaning services.
Okay,
So,
a year, Levon. We're 3 quarters into the year. We have a quarter remaining: October, November, December. 14 divided by 4.
$3,500
We can do the math. It's about $3,500. So that's the savings we're talking about. $3,500
for this year.
Okay.
And then we could go into next year with it if we can, if we can tell over the winter time and the spring we're successful with it, we can continue it on.
So it's basically
Okay.
cleaning the bathrooms, mopping the floors?
They vacuum, they dust, they do, this room is a large room that they do, dusting the credenza and the rails and the chairs and so forth, vacuuming it up. It does take a long time. It will impact their ability to do special projects maybe a little bit, but I don't know how much it's going to impact until we actually take it over the service. That's why I asked when Bob and I talked about it, if we could do a trial period, 3 months or 6 months at a time, and then, do a review in 3 months and see how it's going, and we can go from there. Right now, they come 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They don't come 5 days. They only come 3 days a week.
Again, we can make this adjustment and not incur overtime in your department with personnel we have.
Exactly.
Okay. Then I make a motion, we cancel the cleaning contract with a reference vendor. Is there a
We
second?
don't have a
I'll
contract.
second.
Well, it's not a
We
contract.
do have a contract. It's an oral contract instead of written contract. There's a contract. Now, with motion has been made and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, folks. Item 16,
Thank you.
videographer RFP.
Thank you,
Draft.
Councilmember Cullen.
Please, Councilwoman Hudak, let's keep order. Thank you. Item 16, the legal notice for the request for proposal for the Town of Southeast videographer services for recording meetings. Who would like to read this? Will, we don't need to read it in its entirety, do we?
I believe.
At this point, it's a draft. I developed this so that you guys can take a chance to look at it.
Okay.
Give comment, input on any revisions you want to look at.
Is this something that Councilman Cullen had mentioned also regarding putting the meetings on the website? Is that included on these
Yes,
proposals
we
also?
made that amendment. We did the RFP earlier in this year.
Yes.
And we didn't award it because we were waiting for some
Yes.
other options, and those didn't pan out. So we made those amendments this last week and revised it. And,
So this is
ready-
basically for us to review then?
It's for you to review.
Okay.
Then let's defer this matter to a future date.
Okay, so
Right.
we'll review this and hopefully put it on the matter, and then we can get the videography services. Done.
And just so
Thank
that
you.
and I thank you, Levon, for doing this and noting quite conspicuously that it's a draft copy. I do appreciate that.
Item 17.
Also, this next item, sorry.
Go ahead. Computer and Information Technology RFP draft.
Right, you talked about this last week, and I said I'd take on the drafting of the RFP. I took Carmel's RFP and used their information, pulled stuff from their RFP, which was applicable to us, and drafted this version for you to look at and review, give me comments, and let me know if there's
Okay,
anything
just so
you want to
we
add.
know also as a town that when we do this computer information technology services, that we do not have a police department here in the town of Southeast.
Right.
So when they compare our numbers to Carmel or say Kent, who has a police department, their numbers are a lot higher.
Right.
Because when running an organization like the police department, computer services are a lot different. Here, it should be a lot different. So you have amended it.
Right.
That doesn't reflect that.
Right, and they have 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Because of the police
Because of
department,
the
right?
police department and so forth. I took that out. I also took out that we wanted to have the service on site, not that they wouldn't remove any of the products from facilities.
Right.
I'm trying to think of some of the other things we put in here.
Can we get someone to come in and evaluate what we have now as they do that? Because in other words, the products that we have now are not name brand products. They're just these home-built pieces of equipment that only one individual can service, that only one individual can monitor, that only one individual comes to town hall with.
Well-
Whereas if, say, this one individual is not able to service these computers, we would have to at some time reach out to another vendor to come in, and then another vendor will say, well, I can't service this computer, I don't know who makes it.
Right.
Someone else made it.
No, I did talk to a couple of computer vendors in the town, repair people. They said it, even if you built them from scratch, they could still work on them.
Okay.
There's no proprietary equipment or software on them.
Okay. Then, being that I know computers also, I would like for them to come and evaluate the condition of some of these equipment, the hard drives, the software, the licensing, all of that.
Well, if we did that, it would cost money.
Well,
It'd probably be pretty expensive, because they have to go to every department, every computer, and look inside of each one, and take them, open them up, see what's inside. I mean, that could be the $3,500 we just saved in cleaning might cost to do that. you
Okay.
know. At this point, I thought if we got this started, at least we get the ball rolling and started with that process. But I agree with you, we need to take inventory of all the PCs, but to my understanding, Ron Hunt has an inventory of all the PCs and all the CPUs and printers and so forth we have.
we have the inventory, we gotta make sure we have the inventory.
Right.
In other words, we have the inventory on paper, we wanna make sure we
Right.
have the inventory in stock.
Do we
Okay?
have,
Thank you.
I know when I was working in Eastchester, they used to have stickers, inventory control, stickers on every piece of
We don't
equipment.
have those.
I think that's something we should look
Yeah, our
into.
computer guy does not
Assets.
do that at this time.
No, I'm talking about every piece of equipment that the town owns should have a sticker on it.
Asset
So
tag.
that, right, and it could actually be scanned now with,
Right.
that's how they do it now. I mean, I know the police cars in Eastchester had a sticker, the portable radios or whatever had a sticker.
police
that-
car home, though.
You know, so that's something I think we should look into, all the computers, so that way we know what we own. and
Okay.
I mean,
a
it's
way
a
to
very
keep track of
comprehensive
everything.
RFP too, so,
Yeah, I thought it was pretty thorough.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then we'll defer item 17, Computer and Information Technology RFP draft to a work session.
Also, I just want to let you know that in
Yes.
those packages I gave you, there's 3 parts to each packet for both service RFPs. The second part is a draft copy of the town contract, which we send out to every RFP. And there's also, the third part is the local law, I think it's 3.
Make sure we hire
So,
properly.
right, make
Right,
sure they hire
subcontract.
properly and so forth. So that, we send that out with every RFP.
That
So,
includes subcontractors also.
yes.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks, Levon.
Thanks a lot, Levon.
All right, then I move we enter executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
No.
Aye.
No. I would.
Then you don't have the floor. Then I move we enter executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No,
Aye. No.
I'm opposed.
Well,
Then I move we enter executive session. Is there
Oh,
a
my
second?
God.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I would just like to hear what,
There is-
I just
then
wanna
then
hear
you
from
don't
the
have the
people.
floor. There is a motion and a second.
I
I make a
think-
motion, pardon me, you don't have the floor, Councilwoman. I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
opposed.
And I make a motion that we enter executive session at this time, because I will not allow this process.
Wow.
We are entering a budget process, concluding a budget process, a preliminary budget process, and I will not allow it to be captured or hijacked for political purposes. So thank you, Deputy, for arriving. Thank you,
I
Deputy.
would like to,
You do not have the floor, Councilwoman. The chair has the floor. I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
I second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
I want discussion.
You don't have the floor, Councilwoman.
But we have to have a
You don't have
discussion.
the floor, Councilwoman.
When there is a motion,
You are
have
not recognized
discussion.
by the chair.
But
There
you
is-
have a
there is
discussion.
I make a motion that
Maybe
we
you could
enter
address the
executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Discussion.
Aye.
I
You
would
do
ask
not
for
have
a
the chair,
discussion.
Councilwoman. You do not have the chair.
Can I ask
You do not have the chair. I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
All opposed. And we want a discussion.
Councilwoman, you do not have the chair. Please dial down the hysteria. We will have order
Do I look
tonight.
hysterical?
I just
Please
want to,
dial
I
down
just
the
think,
hysteria. We will have order tonight.
I
make a
just
motion.
wanna- I just wanna make a
Councilman
statement.
Cullen, you do not have the floor. The chair has the floor. I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed. And you know, we're not.
There is, Councilwoman, you do not have the floor. I have the floor.
juvenile can you
The
be?
chair-
Come
The
on,
chairman
grow
has,
up.
the chairman has the floor.
You
The
jerk,
chairman has the
grow up.
floor. The chairman has the floor. I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
We're opposed.
I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
We're being stifled.
I
That's
just
what
think
it
it
is.
should be
I make a
noted.
motion, you do not have the floor.
We're being
Councilwoman,
members of
you
the
do
You
not
don't
have
have
the
the
floor.
floor.
We will dial down the hysteria.
We're being
We
stifled.
will.
There's two people that want to talk.
We've had public discussion
There's two
all night,
people that want
and
to
you do
dis-
not have the floor.
There's public
You are not
discussion
recognized by the chair.
Because he
I
doesn't
chair the
want-
meetings by
he
law.
doesn't want to talk
We're
to
going to
us.
enter
This
executive
is-
session.
This is what you're
I
going
make a
to
motion, pardon me,
elected or
Councilwoman.
voting for next year.
Councilwoman, please, dial down the hysteria. We will have order
I'm
tonight.
hysterical
We have a
because I
deputy
want-
here.
I want
We have a deputy here,
transparency.
and we will have order tonight. I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed.
I make a motion
Can
that we
someone
enter...
call up the
Gentlemen,
Guinness
please,
Book of
let's
World
go to
Records?
executive session.
This may be the-
Let's- Please,
don't wanna go to
Councilwoman.
executive session.
We'll have
There's
executive...
two members
let's
of
have
the
an
public.
executive session.
You guys are into transparency
Let's have-
and open government. There's
You do
two
not have the floor.
taxpayers,
The chair has the
residents of
floor.
town here who want to
Councilman, you don't have the floor, and
I
we will
can't
have order.
believe your secretary
Councilman,
called the sheriff's
we will have,
department
we will have
because-
order.
to have a
Councilman,
deputy
we
sent
will have
here
order.
because two people
Councilman,
want to speak.
please, we
This
will
is
have order.
absolutely
Councilman,
incredible.
we will have order. Now, I am the chair. By law, I chair these meetings. I have the floor, and I make a motion that we enter executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Opposed. I make a motion that
No,
we
there is
act
no
in a
motion. You do
rational,
not have the
logical
chair.
manner.
You do not have the floor.
This
You are
is
not
not
the
how it
chair.
goes,
You do
people.
not chair the meeting.
This is
You
not
do not have
Robert's
the floor.
rules.
We have...
Doesn't this sound like an autocracy?
Pardon me,
Doesn't it sound like a dictatorship?
Please dial down
Isn't
the
that what they
hysteria.
do in dictatorships?
Please dial down the
They
hysteria.
they
We will have
stifle
order.
public comment.
We have a
That's
deputy
what
here.
they do.
We will have order.
We have order.
We have order. The
This
chair
is
has a
more of an
motion.
embarrassment.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
And this is a
All opposed? All opposed? I make a motion. I make a motion. I make a motion. You do not have the chair. You do not have the chair. I have the chair. I make a motion. Councilwoman, please, dial down the hysteria. I make a motion
Hysterical.
that we enter executive session.
It's not going to happen, Jack.
All in favor?
Ain't happening.
Aye. Opposed? I make a motion that we conclude the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
You want to just go?
All in favor?
All in favor
Aye.
of closing the
Opposed.
meeting, and the public was
You
not
do not have
allowed-
the chair.
The
You do
meeting,
not
the
have the
meeting's
chair.
closed
You
now.
do not have the floor.
So I can speak.
The meeting
The
has not
meeting is
concluded.
closed. Please
Councilwoman,
speak.
please.
Stand
Please.
over there,
Please.
and please do me a favor.
Please take your
The
seat
meeting's
and maintain
over.
order,
The meeting's
Councilwoman.
over.
Please, take your seat.
The meeting's
and
over.
maintain order. You
Did
did
she
not chair
vote?
the
Did we
meeting.
get-
There was no vote. That's right. She refused
Did
to
you
vote.
close, did you vote to close the meeting?
Councilwoman, you may walk out if you choose to walk out, but the
We
meeting is
closed
not
the meeting.
concluded because there was no vote to close the meeting.
We did. Yeah, there was a vote.
You
You
voted
said
aye?
close.
Yes.
I voted aye.
All right, motion carries, 3 votes to 2. We'll have executive session at a later date.
Thank you,
Yes,
folks.
and
Thank
just,
you,
and
folks, for
please-
joining us.
and
We
now
appreciate-
that-